you know how our logo has like the old style mics?
Uh-huh.
Just clip these to those. Just have like a cutout where these just sit into them. And we could actually hold them. Although it's like there's, other issues to be had with that. But
That would be kind of sick.
that would be kind of sick.
We got to get... Yeah. That'd be cool.
It would.
What is up, party people? Welcome to... I'm just going to keep that first bit in there and just lead into the intro.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what I wanna
sure,
do.
yeah.
What is up, party people? This is Hog Rider Gaming. It's just me and James today.
Dude, we're chilling. It's about another good day. Just like
Hopefully this
marathon
one actually
was.
works, because we've had... how many have we done, just me and you?
We had marathon, and then we had...
Lost episode, marathon. That was such a good episode. I wish y'all would have heard that. Me and James had like the best conversation I think this podcast has ever had. Like, I'm not even joking.
To date. It couldn't have been the best one ever, but to date, it's probably the best.
Yeah, just sucks. We talk about marathon, COD, everything, all the state of the industry, everything. And then there was
really
that one, and was that it?
I feel like we've done a couple more.
Ninja Gaiden.
Dude.
Real ones, no.
That was a good one. That
was another peak one. That was really good. But you're here for another one now.
Yeah.
And you can tell we have these mics on now. I can use my hands and like wave them around. Ethan can now do all this. He can talk with his hands and you can hear him at the same time. And he's not like clipping in and out and all that stuff. It's going to be fun. This is Hog Rider Gaming, in case y'all didn't know that. You probably do. You clicked on the video. The thumbnail says it. But it's a part of Hog Rider Radio. Hog Rider Radio. Wow. Sometimes,
we
talk about it. Hog Rider Radio. we talk about nerdy stuff like TV shows and movies, and Hog Rider Gaming side of things. We talk about video games, obviously, and that could be reviews, and it could be reactions to things, and apparently at some point in the future, it's going to be streams. We'll get to it, where we can stream and show you guys how we play, and it's an experience to watch for sure. But for today, it's a review. You can't tell. We're talking about, shout out Game Informer. This is a sick cover, by the way. This is so sick. We're talking about Halo Campaign Evolved, which is a remake of the 2001 Combat Evolved, which was the first game in the Halo franchise developed by Bungie. This one's obviously done by Halo Studios, which has a whole thing to talk about, which I don't even think I'm going to get into because it's also published by Xbox, and that's also a can of worms that we could talk about. And I'm sure we'll bring up exclusivity and what this game means for them and how good or bad it is.
Meanwhile, we have the graves of 343 and Bungie in the background.
Right. Bungie is...
It's like that meme of Grant. What's his name? The guy who plays the Flash and
Gustin.
Yeah, Grant Gustin. It's
the gray is like posed like this.
Yeah, even though like the game's just like struggling.
I know. Poor Bungie. Really, Marathon really tried. I really tried. One, none of y'all wanted to play it with me.
Dude, it was not a good.
I had so much fun.
Like, it felt good to play at times, but dude, I think they need to go a different approach and lead into the extraction shooter. Like, if they would have started with PvE and really like bled into the whole atmosphere and all the factions they had, dude, it probably would have been so much better. But I mean, this game that we're about to talk about is like, it's all PvE. So I mean, it really just goes to show like there's two ways to go with anything in terms of a genre. And this one, I feel like it's probably kind of similar downhill, where it's like you could have done a bit better. Right.
But yeah, developed by Halo Studios, published by Xbox Game Studios, directed by Max Salgor and Greg Herman. Platforms, Xbox, Windows, and PlayStation for the first time. Halo is on PS5. And I think so, right? Master Chief Collection on there?
No.
I don't think so.
The only thing on there is just this game.
Which is crazy, and it's not doing well. It released July 28th, 2026. Campaign Evolved. Oh, wait. I kind of want to see how it does. Is there sales numbers on here? What just happened? Oh, my God.
Maybe. But I've seen that a lot more people are playing this game on Xbox as opposed to like PlayStation, which was the whole point.
The whole point of putting it over there. Yeah. Metacritic was 84 on Xbox. PS5 was 81. And PC was 77. So it kind of went... But...
Yeah.
I think sales... I don't know if sales are really out there yet. and they haven't really talked about it that much. So my guess is it's probably just doing just fine. But from what I did see, yeah, PS5, like it's the player base is like very largely in favor of Xbox from PlayStation, and half of that is Xbox. We don't really have much.
They're all the fanboys.
Yes,
like that.
We grew up with it, all that stuff. PlayStation, which is kind of interesting though, they haven't had it. Like you'd think.
But this isn't like, wow, some new game. It's still a remake.
Yeah.
So without the fan service, without the everybody being like, oh my God, it's coming back.
Yeah.
It don't really hit the same. And we can clearly see that with all the PlayStation people who probably are hardcore PlayStation fans, or at least play on PlayStation for the most part, just not digging into it.
Right.
And, we got that to see for, right?
Yeah. Well, what do you think? What are your thoughts? I'm not going to go spoiler free because it's a game that's been out for 25 years. So, yeah.
It's kind of hard to spoil it. If you haven't played it, just go play the Master Chief Collection. You have multiple games, and it's a much better experience, and we'll get into that.
Yeah.
But if I had to be completely honest, just not needed.
Okay.
Just completely not needed. The visuals are great, I will admit.
Cutscenes look amazing.
I think this is a lot better than going from Master Chief Collection with the remastered graphics, in the sense that these graphics feel a whole lot more cohesive and not just trying to reskin something.
Right.
I feel like they did a lot better job in bringing this a more modern look, and making it feel more impactful and more appealing to look at, I guess. Because a lot of the environments, whether they be new or old, with the new episodes,
I didn't play those.
I didn't like them.
Okay.
But the environments, though, they still felt Halo-y, but there was still some elements that felt like they were pulling from different aspects that we haven't really seen in Halo.
Right.
And maybe that's a direction they may take with just remastering more of the games, which I don't think they will. But I at least felt like the visual style of this game felt good, not necessary.
Right.
And that just, but then going into the gameplay, it's like, well, this definitely wasn't necessary.
It's Halo.
Yeah. And yeah, so like, how do you feel about that transition from, the graphics being good to the gameplay?
Yes, because the graphics, like you said, are phenomenal. There's a lot of moments in this game where I'm like, wow, that looks really dang good. Holy cow, they did a good job. And it's Unreal Engine. We just made fun of Unreal Engine before this podcast started. But they do have a good job of, when it comes to environments and kind of scale of those environments, looking very good. And I think the character designs work pretty well. I mean, it's hard to make Master Chief look bad, in my opinion. And he's just so sick in this. And Steve Downes does a great job and all that stuff. When we get to the gameplay side of things, it like I said, I would just say, like, it's Halo. Like, it's Halo. And Halo is, I think, a lightning in a bottle when it comes to gameplay. Because let me tell you, that gameplay back then when I was playing as a kid was so fun. And it still feels that way. A lot of times it's more nostalgia of just like, oh, I remember doing this. I remember doing that. But, yeah, no, I think the main crux I have with it is just, they don't really do anything. All the stuff that they add to a remake in this isn't done very well. I mean, we've talked about how I talked to one of my friends who Halo like vet, dude. Like he has played all of them. He played Master Chief Collection, I don't know how many times, like all the way through. And I was talking to him about it, and he was like, everyone knows that there's more enemies in each area here. Like there's just more enemies to fight.
Yeah.
And I just don't think Halo's gameplay style matches that.
No.
It's very suited for a certain amount of people or a certain amount of enemies to fight. And it does a thing that Doom likes to do, where Doom, or even, okay, this is another one that doesn't really like match up with Halo, I guess. But one that came out this year, Soros, I think it did a really good job of, was, all right, here's more enemies. But it felt like the gameplay helped you fight them more because you had more ways to kind of go around and do things. Halo is not that.
It's, you have a limited amount of guns.
Right.
With pretty much just shoot or punch.
A limited amount of movement.
And you do that.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's where a lot of this breaks down, is the fact that these graphics are so good, but they're not implemented well to make the gameplay and everything else feel more impactful or feel more explosive or expansive or whatever you want to call it to make this game feel bigger, as if it was the original game where we were experiencing this for the first time.
Yeah, and yeah, I think the gameplay is where it falters, and I think the story's still there. There's a lot of moments in the story where the music hits and there's say a line. I'm like, I remember that, and he holds
like,
I'm
oh my god,
man, that really hit really hard. But it was like, when it got to the gameplay stuff, there were some levels I really, really liked. I mean, I think I love the first mission just because of that's the mission I kind of think of the most. Or the first time you get the Warthog and you get to drive it around. Like, that was such a... Or a Banshee. You get a Banshee for the first time in flight. Like, that's always fun. But when it comes just to moment-to-moment gameplay, sometimes I just found myself getting bored. And or frustrated with the amount of enemies they throw at you. And I'm like, well, I can only tackle this one way. I can't, like... The cool thing about Halo was there's a certain amount of enemies... But for the certain amount of enemies they had, it was like, all right, you could go get on this Banshee and take them out. Or if that Banshee's about to blow up, you can go get on a little turret thing. If there's a Banshee following you around, you can jump on the Banshee, you could throw a grenade in there, or melee the guy that's in it and then jump off. Like, that was kind of like the fun thing about it. But half that stuff you can't do because there's 50 other enemies behind your back shooting at you the whole time. And there's not really a good way to get away from all of that. So it just kind of feels frustrating more than rewarding when you get done with. Like, when I got done with an area, I was like, thank God. Like, oh my God. Or I just run past everybody.
And I think that's a good point to mention is, with the running past is this game, I think, just really disrupts the whole Halo flow like you're talking about.
Yeah.
By adding new movement option. And it's one we've all had. We've had it in COD. It's just every other game that you could possibly imagine probably has this in it, and it's sprinting.
Yeah.
And Halo, no matter what it is, going up to Infinite, with being the exception, there was no sprint.
Yeah, and it just felt unique. Like, it was just like, I liked having no sprint. You know?
And it made the gameplay feel the most impactful when you had to sit in your situations and you got to just get that full glimpse of the battlefield and make those quick time decisions of, am I going to get on this Banshee? Am I going to get on this turret? Yeah. Or am I just going to go in gung-ho and just do what I need to do? But, you don't have that full option in this because there's so many enemies. You have to be constantly watching your back. And I'm not going to lie, they're kind of accurate too.
Yeah, they are.
They do not hold your hand, at least after the update, because I think we got to this game after they updated the AI.
They updated AI. I didn't know that.
So they did make them a little bit harder. I could be wrong on that. I don't know the exact timings of that update. But even regardless of whether or not the update had came out or not, I was frequently finding myself in a situation where I had no shield. I was one shot regardless.
Running around trying to figure out.
So I had to make the choice less of how do I want to go about this room. It more so became, do I run or do I shoot?
Right.
And I feel like that takes away from...
Especially some enemy types, good God.
And that takes away from, the biggest things that made Halo Halo is you got to sit in those situations and make those decisions, not necessarily in a relaxed, time-free, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, you had the ample time to do it. It was just... You got to do it.
Right.
And you make those decisions the way you want to while also experiencing the story and everything else the game had to offer at a reasonable pace.
Yeah.
This, it's either run, shoot, pay attention to one thing or the other, not die, and then you get story on the top end.
Yeah. You're right. The flow of this game doesn't feel as rewarding as it did when I was little. And I've always been a component of, like, sometimes I think people like to think that the harder a game is, the better it is. And I just don't think that's the case. And I think this is a prime example of why I think that's not correct. Because I think this game is harder than the original Halo is.
I would even say that in its simplest form. Like, this would be the simplest form of that example.
Yeah. And, like, this game is harder than the first Halo. In my opinion. Now, granted, I'm the same. Braven talked about it. He's not here, but he gave me a review for his. Braven talked about it. It's been... I don't remember last time I played Combat Evolved. But... I don't remember struggling as much in some areas as I did here. And I know the audience has grown up. And I know that we're playing this at a different time in our lives. And video games have changed so much since that point. But sometimes, like, adding difficulty.
Beat a classic experience.
Right, exactly. And adding difficulty to something that it was never about the difficulty with, that's where I get frustrated. And I'm just like, I don't think that's necessary. Now, we've been crapping on this game for the past 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
There is good stuff. There is still some gameplay where I'm having a good time. The Banshee, I still love, or not the Banshee, sorry. The Warthog, I still love to drive around. The music is still just so good. Dude. It is one of those first examples I remember playing, and I was just like, wow, this is really good video game music. And then, you play more games, you're like, oh my gosh, video game music's like really freaking good. But this is definitely one of those first ones that I remember kind of being like, whoa, this is awesome stuff.
And I still feel like when it comes to the music department, they still hit the good beats that they need to hit at the right times with the right situation going on. The music still hits incredibly well.
Exactly.
And unfortunately, it's like I'm having a hard time like getting into anything else that was really impactful because it's all sectioned up. Like like we said, the cutscenes are really good. And looking at them and experiencing them for, the cutscenes that they are.
Yeah.
They're extremely good, but with the pretext of the gameplay that comes before it, or the context of, having Combat Evolved existing, this just takes a step back in the sense that there are other things surrounding these good things that make it so much harder to appreciate those good things because it's like within context, some part of it is getting muddled or covered up or smudged in such a way where you don't get that full experience that you may have had in, say, Combat Evolved or hell, even the Master Chief Collection.
Yeah, and I still think that this game isn't bad. Like I'm not saying like this is one of the worst things I've ever played.
It's still Halo.
It's Halo and it works and it's Halo. Like there are some times where I had a bug happen or but it kind of made the experience better. Like there was that one I sent in Discord where the Warthog fell on one of the soldiers I was with, and it was just like in the game, like it didn't phase anyone, and I was just like, that's hilarious. Like the fact that even happened. Like there's so many still like kind of goofy moments happen with Halo, which is kind of just always how it's been. With the Covenant and just the way that they act is just really, really funny. There's still all the Halo stuff is still there when it comes to like the story and like all that stuff, but it's just I think turning it into this is probably one of the more lazier remakes I've seen, and especially in an age where we've come so far, because it used to be remasters, remakes were just kind of like, all right, it's reskinned, here you go, it's on this console now. Now, like, remakes and stuff, like, I mean, we have, like, RE4 and actually Resident Evil 2 also remake and Final Fantasy 7 remake. Like, these, like, remakes that come out, now, granted, that's a different echelon of, so this is more of a remaster, I guess you can say, even though I think they classified it as a remake because they added new missions, did all this stuff. So, I just think the expectations of a remake now is so much higher than it would have been even 7-8 years ago.
Because a lot of it for remakes and remasters was just graphics because the technology was still developing. But now everything's pretty much the same. It's either Unreal Engine 5 or maybe a little bit of Unity here and there.
Yeah. Unless you're like a Kojima or you're Capcom where you have your own engine that you use.
And at that point it's like, okay, well, I know what it's probably roughly going to look like vaguely,
right?
With a little bit of splash here and there. But then it's like, what else?
Like Halo, like it's like, all right, you're remaking the first Halo. I'm hype. I'm like, okay, remake that's fun. What are you gonna add to that experience that I haven't already experienced before? Obviously, don't tarnish it. Don't make it a whole new game unless it's necessary. Like a lot of the Resident Evil games, like they kind of had a whole like retouch of just like, but they kept that same spirit of Resident Evil. Keep the same spirit as Halo, but give me something like a little more modern. Give me like something that makes it feel like I'm playing more of a modern version of this game. And adding a sprint and adding more enemies does not do that for me.
No.
It makes it more frustrating. I think adding a sprint is fine. At the end of the day, it doesn't affect me that much. I didn't use it a lot because my brain's just not wired to do that. But
which you're very fortunate because, dude,
okay, the last level I was sprinting because I was like, I'm just trying to get this done.
Dude, because this game is Master Sprint the game. That is like my running joke that and to mind you, I played this in co-op. The entire game. In one sitting.
That sucks.
That's just how much the sprint affects this game. Is I sat down and played this in 7 hours.
Wow.
The entire game. Granted, I mean, I had help from someone.
Right.
but we were still dying like a decent amount just because we were running through the game that quickly and just making that choice to run instead of interact with these enemies because there was so many enemies. And it didn't make sense to sit there and shoot things when, although there was plenty of gun drops, you'd run out of ammo way too quick. And to get to that ammo, you have to get in their face, and to get in their face puts you at risk of dying. So it just came to the decision of, hey, look at all that flood. Let's go around them.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine like all those enemies but solo.
Yeah.
Like there's so many times where you fight, I don't remember what kind of covenant they are called, but it's the big one with the shield where you have to get behind them.
They're like warriors, gladiators.
I can't remember what they're called. I'm super bad at that stuff when it comes to game villain or game like enemies and stuff. I don't remember what they're called. I just go like big dude, the little dude, medium sized dude. That's how I describe it. But
dude in the kind of in between the big and the medium dudes.
And I was like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I don't know their names, man.
The skinny one with that one gun.
Exactly.
Like,
I shoot at them all. Exactly. You know, kill them all. But yeah, those guys, if they had two of them in a room, I was like, I can't get behind them to save my life. And it's just like, you can tell there's a lot of sections of this where they definitely banked on, you're playing this with someone to do this, especially when it comes to shooting them when you're behind them.
Or you have experience. Because anytime I interacted with those guys, I had the exact same experience. But thankfully, the guy I was playing with had played this prior and knew how to properly deal with this enemy. And all you had to do was just run around them on their gun side, not their shield side. So if you're doing literally anything other than that, whether it be you were blocked off or whatever it may be, you did not have the kind of line of sight that you needed to get to their weak spot and deal decent
damage. Still takes a little bit.
Yeah.
Takes a little bit. But yeah, there's still some good stuff. We haven't talked about, like characters and voice performances and stuff, but I think Steve Downes comes in and just absolutely rips it again. Like he is Master Chief. There's no one else that can play that role for me. I don't know who Cortana was played by, but we have not talked about Cortana yet.
No, but I do think that all the performances, albeit some of them a bit weird,
are still good.
At least the way they sound and believability that these characters are voiced as these characters, especially with previous contexts of other games. I think it's more than serviceable.
Yeah, oh yeah. I'm not going to knock the performances here from anybody. I think they're all pretty good. I liked, who's the sergeant guy? Johnson?
Johnson. Yeah,
Sergeant Johnson. Love Sergeant Johnson. And he's just as good here. He's just a nice little like side character to just be that like...
Dude, I don't know why, but leading up to this game, I saw one comparison, and I always thought it was really funny. He looks more like Steve Harvey now, like military Steve Harvey.
Because he had the mustache.
He had the mustache, but like he looked a little bit different in the older games because they were more polygony.
Yeah, polygon.
But with this, like they gave him a little bit more chub around the cheeks. Like, it's so
I didn't
weird.
even think about that.
But it's like
he does look like Steve Harvey a little bit. The mustache really does it.
Yeah, I was ready to play the feud. You know,
the feud. Oh yeah, Family Feud. Yeah, that is what he
Number
does.
one answer. Flood.
Bing. But yeah, no, voice performances are still good. The characters is where I get a little. The only character, and I don't even hate it that much. It's just weird and it's different, and maybe I'm misremembering things from the game before.
It definitely feels different.
Yeah.
Whether or not they change too much about it, it definitely feels different.
Yeah, Cortana just feels a little strange sometimes.
She kind of feels a little less Cortana.
Yeah, I'm completely okay with the quirky sidekick character. It's never really like gotten on my nerves too much. I definitely understand the criticisms of that. Like have you seen the Mario AAA meme on Twitter?
No.
Yeah, someone made like a AAA Mario and like Unreal. I don't know what they made it in, but it's like they put like dialogue from AAA games. It's like, oh my gosh, what does he say? Something M. He calls Mario M, and it's like the sidekick in your ear is like Princess Peach, and she's like you're like a secret agent Mario, and you're like what's it called? Quipping back and forth to each other like a AAA. Like, no offense to these games, I love them, but like like an Uncharted, like Spider-Man,
where the two characters are like just talking to each other, and you're like,
no one talks like this, like no one's talking like a human being. I definitely understand that. It's never really affected me too much, just because I'm playing a game. I'm not. I'm not expecting too much most of the time, unless I am playing something that I'm there for the story and the dialogue for, and I'm like, good God, this dialogue's really annoying. Not something like this. But it is weird when I think of Cortana, and I do think of someone who is an AI at the end of the day, and a little bit more like polished when it comes to that, but she still pokes fun at Master Chief and stuff like that every now and then in the first game. That's what kind of made it funny. It's because she is so polished, and then every now and then she goes like, and you're like, "Why? That was funny. Why'd you do that?"
Like, why do you?
Yeah, that was like she's like, oh, she's getting more of a personality the more you play with her.
Yeah,
this game doesn't have that.
And it wasn't all that intrusive. But then going to this, it's like, this is a modern Cortana.
Yeah,
they've added this kind of I want to say selfishness. That's probably not the right way to describe this change, but this character feels more lived, I guess.
It doesn't feel like an AI.
Yeah, there's more human aspects to this AI character that don't feel like they should be there in certain places. And that's more or less how I felt going throughout this. Is it was more of a human interaction than an AI interaction that this character originally was brought in as, and you experience through as this AI assistant, not this human companion style dynamic.
I think I maybe know what they're going for. You know, back then, like AI was, I think AI was around, but like when we thought of AI in the future, that's what we thought of. Yeah, it was very like robotic. It's an assistant, that kind of thing. AI has changed so much what that is, what that means, what it could lead to in the past, even 2 years, you know, not even thinking about 25 years. So I think maybe what they were trying to go for is like, okay, this is set in the future. Obviously, this is set way farther in the future. This is what AI could look like as we know it now in the future, rather than what they knew it as then in the future. Does that make sense? Am I making any sense at all with that?
No, you make complete sense, because then it's like, it's
not done well. I'm not trying to agree with it, but
AI towards or in comparison to a more modern style where we now have like every kind of chatbot.
Freaking ChatGPT does what Cortana did in 2001 in 2 seconds now. You know, like it's just if we would have gotten that now, would have been like, oh, Cortana's like, okay, she's fine. But this one, she's like an actual like, she interacts with Master Chief like a human does, and AI is not quite there yet. We can tell when things are different,
and I feel like that's more or less a representation of how unsettling, which I was not expecting this to get into a conversation.
Sorry, I just thought about it when we were talking about it.
But I mean, like, that's such a good comparison of like how the thought process of AI has changed from then.
Yeah.
Which again is still crazy to say 25 years ago.
I know.
To now where, you know, we have all these assistants and additions.
And people lose their jobs to AI now.
You know? And people are getting hacked by AI. Yeah. It's like, how has things changed? And like just making that
audience
correlation.
Members booing. Boo, boo. Booing AI, to be fair. Not booing us for saying we hate AI, right? Okay.
But just having that comparison, I think, is a really good way of understanding like where Cortana has changed, and understanding, okay, it's not like they changed it just to absolutely just ruin this character. They changed it, I would like to hope, in a mindset of like, this is how the game and its concepts and other things have evolved.
Yeah, evolved. Bam! They should pay us, dude.
Dude, I should do some writing.
Just for giving them, you know, just a great score that we're about to give them too. You know.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, that's what oh my god. That actually, That's actually, but yeah, that's probably, I think, where their thought process was. I don't think it's done well.
And I'd like to hope that that's like the best.
Yeah, I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt.
Like that is like really hopeful. Like they were on their
like low key, like respect if that's what they were going for.
But if not, then
then why?
It's like, why'd you try?
Then why? I'm trying to think if I have anything else. Sound design. Brayman talked about it a little bit. The sound design in Halo's always been good. It's iconic for a reason. So it's done well here. It's modernized here. Everything sounds just better. You have that headset in. You have that 3D audio going on. Everything just sounds really great.
And even with the TV, me and my buddy did notice that it did sound good. Like the only complaint we had in terms of sound design is the sniper felt wimpy, and the Magnum felt like a pellet gun.
Okay, the Magnum did feel like a pellet gun. I would always drop it for something else.
Yeah,
unless sometimes it was powerful, but it didn't shoot like it was powerful. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And he kind of fell away from the game like once he noticed that because, and I think that's could go a lot of ways for a lot of different people.
Right.
But for the general audience that I perceive it as, the Magnum is like the thing.
Yeah.
Like you could keep your starting weapon or you could choose not to. But the starting weapon is so good in the original game, it's like, why would you drop it?
Right, exactly.
But, it's potatoes, potatoes,
everything sounded everything else sounded good.
Mm-hmm.
I like the way the AR sounds and plasma stuff, all that. The grenades always sound good. Like that stuff still sounded good to me. I don't know if this is something in my Xbox, but sometimes things would chop up every now and then. It might just be the way.
It could have been like a headset thing.
Yeah, I don't know what that was, but because mine's wired, so
yep.
It could have been that. But yeah, I mean, that's about all I really have to say. I mean, positives being sound design, music,
all
graphics,
the things that goes in your ears,
yes,
and eyes,
and technicality. Like just technically, it's a pretty well made game.
Oh,
it's just there's some things when it comes to comparing it to the original and what exactly are you doing as a remake. You're not really doing that well. I mean, we talked about this with Avatar. I think Avatar Legends is a perfectly fun fighting game, but what you deliver as a fighting game when it comes to settings and modes and things like that, you didn't deliver on. So that's why I gave it a 6 out of 10.
And then it just contracts from the rest of the experience, and then the odds of you coming back to re-experience it is just greatly diminished because like us on the podcast, we're constantly playing new games.
Yeah,
and
we're on Marvel Togon now.
And the odds of us coming back to it is just like, it had to have been really fun, which I guess in the same vein, Avatar was really fun, and we're obviously going to go.
They're going to add new characters. It's 6 gigabytes. Like I'm going to keep it on my PlayStation and
like so. Odds are we're probably going to go back to it,
Yeah.
but a lot of games don't have that luxury. Like this, where it's a solo game, you have to make the time.
And it's like
for
70 gigs on my Xbox.
Like you have to pick and choose, and this I feel like isn't one of those games where you're going to keep it on your console unless you just either are a diehard Halo fan who just love Halo for regardless of any gripes you may have, or you just really enjoy single player games and you have that time to commit to these full length games and really divulging your full time and investment into playing the full capacity of these games.
Like I'm not gonna go back and play the secret missions. You told me I should, but I'm not going to.
You should for context, and that's the only other new thing that we didn't really dive into is because I'm pretty sure I'm the only one who's played them. But a lot of what it is just adding context to why you end up on the Halo.
Okay.
And in the sense that you get more of a directive as, oh, we're going to find the Covenant ship or mothership pretty much thing.
Right.
And you get like to experience more of the general like military presence with some of the characters. You only get to talk to one really.
Okay.
And even then she just completely disregards that you're a super soldier essentially, and she just like craps on you.
Oh,
kind of.
I'm Master Chief. Who are you? That's what I would have said.
No, it's like, Master Chief, I don't give a crap. I'm here on a mission.
Oh.
Yeah, it's more like she's completely careless to the fact that Master Chief is Master Chief. Because, in the original games, it was like, oh my god, that's Master Chief.
Yeah.
And less in the sense that, oh my god, he's a popular character, more so in the fact that this is supposed to be the ultimate soldier to solve all of our problems.
Yep.
No matter what, period.
It happens in this game. In the first mission, you walk into the bridge, and that girl on the computer is like, oh, dang. It's Master Chief.
And in this prelude, it just don't happen nearly to the capacity that you would expect. Right, but I mean, there's a little bit of here and there. Like you can argue that this is the kind of Marine where, nothing phases them.
Right.
Yeah. But still, I feel like that kind of interaction takes away from the humongous thing that is Halo and Master Chief being like the sole representative of this franchise, and just downplaying that I don't feel is a good thing, especially in preluding missions going up into the main campaign. I think it sets a very sour taste in your mouth going into it.
Well, I hope they make a new Halo, not a remake. I think if they make a new Halo and we don't have something to compare it to from 2001 that we have so many memories with growing up, I'm interested to see what the studio does, because Halo Studios isn't just a conglomeration of 343, and I can look it up right now because I'm gonna get it wrong if I don't look it up. It's formerly 343, so it was.
Oh,
so
okay.
now it is Halo Studios. I don't think it's a conglomeration of anything. I think it's literally just 343, and 343 made other games, right? And they didn't just make Halo. So I think they just converted to just being strictly Halo, which is a really new thing. It was only in the past couple years they started doing that.
Yep. Which is mildly concerning just for the fact of the way Infinite was, which I know the kind of studio situation was a bit different.
Yeah.
But, if we don't see like some kind of revolutionary change between Infinite and this game,
right,
then what can we really expect going into a new game when we can expect to see more sprinting, more aspects of these games being catered to a more modern experience, when the core Halo experience is anything but that, and it's still tied in its roots to the early 2000 styles of games.
Yeah. I don't know, because let me tell you, Asha Sharma, Asha Sharma. You guys know who Asha Sharma is? You heard that name around any at all? On Twitter all the time. Lindsay doesn't know who Asha Sharma is. She's shaking her head. CEO of Xbox. She's over Xbox stuff. She's been making decisions. She's been making moves. She's been cracking the whip on Bethesda specifically. We've heard reports of her saying, Bethesda, make Fallout. Make these games, because the thing that Xbox hasn't been doing recently, Xbox buys these studios for millions or billions of dollars, and then they sit here and they don't make a game that's going to make them money. They bought Bethesda, I don't know, 8 years ago now, probably. Well, I was in college, so 6 years ago probably, maybe 5.
What, you don't want your Fallout 76 like 27th?
Make a new update? Fallout. Make a new Fallout.
But Fallout 76, you have to do your holiday login.
The fact that they bought Bethesda and Bethesda hasn't made freaking Elder Scrolls 6 yet has to piss off so many people at Xbox, because they're like, we bought you for the reason of you're going to make a game and you're going to make us a lot of money with making that game, like a PlayStation. And PlayStation's obviously had its faults with this too. I mean, they bought Bungie, and then Bungie was like, we'll make Marathon, not Destiny 3.
We're going to follow Arc Raiders and Tarkov and all this tactical shooter stuff.
They probably started making, here's the thing, they probably started making that, Extraction before everything got all extraction shootery became the new thing.
True, but I feel like a lot of their downside was the studio was already going in a direction that was kind of hard to correct. With the way the last few Destiny updates have been, they were really rocky. There was a bunch of turmoil in terms of content and monetization, so it wasn't really a smooth ride anyways from there. And then going into being bought out, and then just
for so much money,
completely new IP, so much, with having to balance still finishing Destiny 2 and then going into this new game. It just, I don't think it was a good situation to be in. Granted, they still made a bunch of mistakes. Regardless of that, it's like, come on,
but
dude.
I think Asha is going to start being like, with this Halo Studios thing, like, hey, we're going to make a new Halo, and it's going to be good. Mm-hmm. It's going to be good, because they're going to stick with the whole console exclusivity stuff, which I just don't think they should do. But they're going to do, that's their thing now. They're going to choose games. They want, like Gears of War is exclusive, and then Clockwork Revolution is exclusive for some reason. I don't know why they did that. But if we're going to start doing that, you're going to have to make these games really dang good. Xbox has been known for this Game Pass that has been able to give us these free games that are like a 84 and 82 on Metacritic. Something that's good, a good game. Some of my favorite games have been that 84 to 86 Metacritic score over the past few years. But they're not the sellers. They're not the Spider-Man. They're not the PlayStation, The Last of Us. They're not Uncharted. They're not doing all this. The last Halo we had was Infinite, and that was what, 8 years ago? Maybe even 7 years ago.
Was it 2019?
I think it was 2019. I think so. I remember playing it during COVID, I think.
Yeah.
It's been that long since a new Halo game. You haven't made a new Halo in 7 years? That's ridiculous. You should be making these in a 2-year, 3-year clip. IMO, in my opinion. You should be making those that quick. And I'm glad that Gears of War is coming back, and I've heard outstanding things for Gears of War. The previews have been great. Everybody's really loving it. The beta for the multiplayer, I think, was recently, and people really, really liked it.
I didn't even know that happened.
I didn't know either. Welcome to the world we live in. There's so many things happening at once. We had Spider-Man and the Odyssey in 2 weeks. I don't even understand how that works. But anyways, like, they need to be able to make the next Halo something good. I think Asha started to do that, and because I think who's making the next Fallout? They're making whoever made New Vegas 2. Oh gosh, what's their name? They made Avowed, and oh my god, I'm gonna lose it. It's not Bethesda, but it's someone else, and I'm gonna forget who they are. And freaking Blade is done, probably. I don't know.
Dude, that's really sad.
Like,
dude,
Arcane,
we were so excited for
I know,
a Blade game.
I know, but like, I think these studios that they've bought that have these flagship Xbox titles like Fallout, or not Fallout, I guess, but Gears of War, Halo, Forza was a big hit for them. But Forza, guess what? Going over to PlayStation soon. Like, so if they're going to start wanting people to buy these consoles, which in the day and age of today is going to be very low because no one's going to want to fork out $800 for probably Project Helix is going to be $1,000 plus. I don't see a world where that's under $1,000 right now. They're going to have to start selling stuff that's going to be better than an 84 on Metacritic, which is this,
Yep.
So I hope Asha is doing that and kind of leading the charge of being like, if we're going to commit to this business plan, we're done with the Xboxes everywhere. We're done with this is an Xbox, this is an Xbox, this is an Xbox. We need people to buy our console, which I don't think is a good business plan at all. And that's a whole other podcast for a whole other thing. Mm-hmm. But if that's the plan they want to go with, make good games and people will buy your console. Until then, you're going to go out of business, and then you're going to be a publisher instead of just be a publisher. That's what I want. Just be a publisher. Don't sell consoles. You're done. You're done. You lost PlayStation, Nintendo. The war's over. We're not going to get into that. But yeah, that's my thoughts.
Take the L, dude.
Yeah, just take the L. What's your review? What's your score for Halo?
This is just a very big downplay of the original game. I really wish I could give it a better score, but it's just like there's so much that even with my later interaction with this franchise being like within the last 5 years, having played the original and then 2 and 3 and Reach, it's like I would rather go back and play the Master Chief Collection any day of the week.
I think everyone would agree with you. Yeah.
And I just can't give it anything more than I would have that game.
Yeah.
And if anything, a little bit less. Because, like we said with Cortana and, the things that make Halo feel like Halo, they're just not there. Like, right. And I feel like the best comparison of this is the final scene where you get on the Warthog, and it's that final run. It was really uninteresting and kind of boring to me.
Yeah, it's pretty flat.
Like, yeah, it had the good soundtrack, but
didn't feel that much.
Like
minus the nostalgia for doing it.
We spent more time trying to find the secret, like, dude that says weird stuff.
Yeah.
Then, oh my God, we got to get out of here because it just wasn't that interesting.
Right.
And it didn't feel like we had to get out. It was just.
Oh, the timer's going to go, Did you say the score?
No.
Oh.
So with that in mind, it's got to be a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
It's still a good game. You can still play it, but it's just there's so many things that make Halo that you can't get from this.
Right.
Especially if you have a good working knowledge of almost quite literally every other Halo game.
Yeah.
To make this worth your while. Unless you just really like pretty looking Halo game.
Which that can work,
Yeah, it can. It can.
That's kind of where I'm at. It's fine. I give it a 7. It's a fine game. There are some things, obviously, we've talked about that I don't like. But there are some things I do like. And there's some moments in this where I do feel that, oh, yeah, I remember when things were better and it was a simpler time and I was playing this and all that stuff. But then at the same time, then I'm reminded, oh, my God, we're in 2026 and everything looks so weird. Mm-hmm. Sometimes in these games, and compared to when I played it, in 2012 or something like that, probably when I was in elementary school or beginning of middle school, I don't know. But yeah, it's a 7. It's something I'm not going to come back to. If I was being truthful to myself, I'd probably give it another point down, like you at a 6. But usually I'm nicer about some things. I like to give it a little bit more. That's how I am about everything. I'm like, hey, listen, I said this about Spider-Man 2. I give Spider-Man a 10 out of 10. Realistically, it's probably like a 9. But because it's Spider-Man and I had a good time, it's a 10.
But I mean,
Halo is Master Chief, and that works on me. That really works.
And unfortunately, it don't work for me.
Yeah,
and
that's okay.
But the fact is like this is really where that game sits. It's that IGN 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
It's like it's
forgettable. I'm gonna forget about this game by the end of the year.
Yep.
I'm gonna forget it even existed. And for the love of God, if they don't make a Halo in the next 3 years, I'm gonna lose my mind. But yeah, 7 out of 10. I just went with where you were. But Braven.
Hey, I mean, if you want to join me,
no, I'll give it a little bit more. I'll be nice.
That's fair.
I'll be
fair.
the nice guy.
I'll be the bad cop.
Yeah. Good cop, bad cop. Because this is how it was for Marathon too. I was like, I love Marathon. You're like, but it's not that good. I'm like, I know it's not that good, but I'm having a good time. I know. Trust me, I know.
And then Ninja Gaiden, we were like, oh my god,
yes,
so good.
Halo campaign evolved. Oh my gosh, Ninja Gaiden was so good. Braven says Halo campaign evolved is, in my opinion, a pretty good remake of the original Halo Combat Evolved. It's not perfect, but it's definitely not bad. No, I probably meant to say not as bad as some people are making it out to be. The levels are improved on from the original. We disagree. And the gunplay is fun sometimes. The game also looks very good, and the auto design is not bad either. There are parts of the story that are odd, and some characters, such as Cortana, just act very different than I remember. But to be fair, that was at least a decade and a half since I played the original. I don't have a score since I only got halfway through the game. I believe the mission was 343. That's the one he's on. But if I had to give it 1, then it would be a 7 as of right now. He has 5 hours in it. I think I finished at like 8. I don't know. Yeah. I didn't check before. No idea. Somewhere around there.
It's less than 10 hours.
Yeah, but it's just one of those okay games, and that's what happens when you play as many games as we do. You're going to run across one that you're really hyped for, maybe, and just be like, yeah, that's fine.
Now, talking about a hype game.
Oh, God.
Dude, like Kingdom Hearts is going crazy everywhere. Disney is doing a bunch of stuff.
D23 next week, man.
Fortnite is adding. Dude, it's like.
D23 is next week.
I know. Like, there's so many things that are coming out game-wise that is honestly more exciting than this, which is really sad to say.
Yeah.
But.
I mean, Big Kahuna's coming out this year, you know? Potentially 2 in the same week, because the rumors that Ocarina of Time comes out November 11th have some merit, apparently.
Dude,
I will explode.
Honestly, Ocarina of Time is going to get heavily overshadowed. I don't...
Oh, yeah.
Like,
well, here's
no
the thing.
Around it.
There's a Nintendo crowd, and then there's everyone else. There are people that just have Switches, and they play freaking... Pocopia, and they play Animal Crossing, but they also have someone or they know things about Nintendo, and they're like, oh my god, a new Zelda game. That's a whole other beast. That's Nintendo's the only people who can drop a game before GTA, and I'm like, they'll be fine.
Yeah.
You know, because one, GTA isn't on Nintendo Switch, so they don't have to combat with sales per se.
It's just that attention span.
Yeah, the attention's going to go to GTA, obviously.
And Nintendo has the benefit where things like Mario and Link and whatever else it may be,
any of their mascots,
it's a completely different audience.
Yes.
If you're playing GTA, odds are you are not the same 10-year-old that is trying to play whatever Link game.
Granted, and GTA is a very general audience game. Like, no offense, obviously it's Rockstar. Rockstar makes great games, but like, I could probably ask my grandma if she knows what GTA is, and she would know. If she don't know what freaking, I don't know, what's Splatoon is.
Well, to be fair, if we're gonna run on knowing one thing over another, Link was still like, most people but
some people think that's Zelda.
True, but they still understand like that's a thing.
Yeah,
and maybe
Mario too.
Yeah, so it's like they're more likely to give into it than say GTA.
Yeah,
right. So.
And GTA is more broad. If you have an Xbox, you can play it. If you have a PlayStation, you can play it. Not a PC, unfortunately, until probably next year. But Switch, it's like the Nintendo games. You ain't playing that nowhere else. Nintendo ain't gonna have that. You are playing their game on their console.
It's gonna be
they
in
will
your
kill
hand.
you if you even try to emulate it anywhere else. They will kill you. What's his name? What's that guy's name? There's a dude that I always think about when I think Nintendo. That's the guy I think of, and he's in all
Reggie.
Reggie will personally go to your house and he'll kill you.
Yes.
Yes, he will. He will.
Yes.
But that's what we got to say about Halo. I give my review, right? Yeah, 7, 7, 6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Well, game. 6, 7.
I mean, I guess I did that too, so I guess I can be disappointed in myself.
What's next? We have our Star Wars Visions of the Ninth Jedi podcast up, but that's a really fun one.
It's up now, actually.
Yes.
This should have been the last podcast, so go watch it.
Yes, it's very fun. Then the rest of the month, we have next week Beast of Reincarnation, Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls, House of the Dragon Season 3, which starts in 30 minutes, the finale, and then X-Men 97 Season 2, all of those next week. That's going to be fun. We have a lot of stuff to talk about. Love the 4 podcast weekends. I am so exhausted by the end of it, but I have a good time. I host 3 of those, of the 4. And then also, that's September. I don't really have to talk about that. Yeah, that's actually it. Oh, wait. Because we reached 100 subscribers. Thank you, by the way. I meant to say this at the beginning. We talked about it in Visions. Yeah. We talked about Visions that we hit 100 subscribers. But thank you guys for real. Like, I am so surprised that we got here. It's been a rocky road.
It's been a long time.
Yes, actually. And there's been long breaks. There's been missed streams. There's been audio issues. There's been video issues. There's been things where we've had to cancel podcasts.
There's been all kinds of things that has been hindering our progress.
Right.
But we're ironing through it.
Yes. This is the best time to join Hog Rider Radio. You know, like, you probably don't get this, but there's a point in WWE. You joined WWE like 3 years ago, and it was Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 40. That was the best time you could possibly join. We're in our WrestleMania 40 era as Hog Rider Radio right now, and hitting at 100 subscribers.
I know exactly what you're talking about, brother.
Yeah! Talking about WrestleMania! Whoa! But yeah, like, it's going to be so fun. Join and subscribe and be a part of this community, because now it is one, which is kind of nuts to think about. Braven just got recognized the other day by somebody out in public.
Which is still wild to me.
Which is crazy.
I'm not ready for that.
Yeah, which is crazy. But yeah, because of that, we've been talking about 100 subscribers, what we're going to do. And that is a Spider-Man ranking. We're going to rank all the movies. That is the Tobey movies, the Andrew movies, the Tom movies, and the Spider-Verse ones. All together, we're going to have a Hog Rider Radio ranking. And then when Spider-Verse comes out next year, Beyond the Spider-Verse, we will add that to the ranking in that video as well. So that's what we're going to do at the end of Spider-Man.
We'll double back?
So yeah, whenever the movie comes out, you're going to put it in your list, and I'm going to mathematically put it in ours and see where it goes. It's going to be a good time. That's what we're going to do. We're going to have a kind of more of an updated list every time one comes out. We'll put it in the list, all that good stuff. So yeah, that episode will be at the end of the month. Please watch that one, because
dude,
it's going to be fun. It's going to be a really good time. It's all of us. We're all going to be here. Yeah. That's about all I got. You got anything else? Let us know what you think about the new mics. The mics are cool.
Yeah. We like them.
We like them. They're fun. I get to move my hands around, and I don't have to worry about it. But that's it. We love you guys, but you have to say it back. Dun, 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 dun.